I thought the worst thing that could happen to me had already happened. I was 15. My dad was gone, and I was stuck on a remote farm in North Carolina, grieving in silence. But the real nightmare didn't begin until the Scarecrow moved. If you've ever looked into the dark and felt something look back, if you ever felt completely powerless in a place that should have felt safe, then hit that like button, subscribe, and get ready. Because what I'm about to tell you is the most terrifying summer of my life, and what I did to survive will haunt you. My name's Ben. I was 15 when my mom sent me to live with my grandparents that summer. She called it a change of pace. Said it would be good for me after the accident. She didn't say my dad's death. She couldn't. Neither could I. The car crash took more than my father. It ripped something out of me. Some part of me that used to feel alive. The city felt too loud, too harsh, too full of memory. So I didn't argue. What was there to argue about anymore? The land that time forgot. Their house sat on 30 acres in rural North Carolina. It looked like something out of an old postcard. Creaky with siding, a wraparound porch, endless fields, and woods that seemed to stretch forever. But there was a stillness, not peace, stillness, like the land was holding its breath. My grandfather, Grady, still worked the fields even in his 70s. He rarely smiled, never joked. His voice was always low and flat, like gravel in a tin can. Grandma June baked pies, knitted scarves, and stared at the old TV like it held secrets. But her eyes, they never focused on you, always just past your shoulder, as if expecting something to step in behind you. And then there was the cornfield, the Scarecrow. On the first day, I saw it, dead center of the field, surrounded by tall, perfect rows of corn. But it wasn't a normal scarecrow. It was too tall, at least 7 feet. Its arms hung low and crooked, more like twisted branches and limbs. Its head was a burlap sack, stitched with crude, wide grin and hollow eyes. The kind of grin you draw as a joke, but that never looks right. Its shirt was old flannel, faded and rotting around the collar. I didn't like looking at it. I couldn't even explain why. My skin just recoiled every time my eyes drifted to it. When I asked Grandma about it, she didn't even look up. Keeps the birds out. Don't want them crows eating our corn, Benny. Grady didn't say a word. He just kept slicing an apple with his rusty pocket knife, like he hadn't heard me. At night, it got worse. The quiet wasn't peaceful, it was too quiet. And in that silence, I started hearing things. Rustling, thuds, low, dragging groans. I told myself it was the wind, or raccoons. But the dragging sound, it was heavy, like something too large to belong in the field, was moving slowly through the dirt. And every time it came, the dogs down the road howled. But only once, then silence. On the 5th night, I woke up thirsty. I padded into the kitchen barefoot, rubbing my eyes. As I poured a glass of water, something outside caught my eye. I froze. My breath hitched in my throat. The Scarecrow wasn't where it had been. It was closer to the house, standing just at the edge of the cornfield. Still, silent, watching. I blinked, rubbed my eyes. Maybe I was sleepwalking, dreaming. I looked again. Still there. I told Grady in the morning. He didn't even look up from his coffee. Just said, "Don't go into the corn. Not unless you want to take its place." He didn't smile, didn't blink, didn't explain. Into the field. That night, I couldn't sleep. I told myself it was all in my head, that I needed to prove it. So, like the dumb kid in every horror story, I grabbed a flashlight and walked outside. The air was thick, wet. The corn towered over me like a wall, the rustling, whispering secrets I couldn't understand. I stepped in. Every stalk I brushed felt like it reached out to hold me back. I turned in slow circles, trying to get my bearings. Then I heard it, rustling, off to my left. I froze. My flashlight flickered. I turned and saw it, walking. The Scarecrow, its feet dragging in the dirt, its limbs twitching unnaturally, like it was being puppeted by strings that didn't work right. Its head lolled to the side, the stitched smile somehow wider than before. It stopped just a few rows away, like it knew I was there. I couldn't move, couldn't breathe. I don't remember turning, but I ran, blindly crashing through stalks until the porch light hit my face like a spotlight. Grady stood there, shotgun in hand. "You went into the corn, didn't you?" His voice wasn't angry. It was resigned. Behind me, the rose began to rustle. "You better get inside now," he barked. "It's seen you." That night, Grady didn't sleep. He sat by the window with his shotgun loaded and eyes heavy, like he'd done this before. In the morning, the Scarecrow was back at its post, but now it faced the house, and its head was tilted toward my window. Grady finally told me the truth. "This land's old," he said. "Older than us. Older than names. That thing, it guards a corn, yes, but it also feeds on what strays too close. It takes the lonely, the weak, the forgotten, just like your uncle, 1989, went into the corn, never came out. And now it's seen you, but I wasn't my uncle. I spent the rest of the summer never leaving the house after dark. Grady blessed every window. Every door was something he wouldn't name. And when I left, he hugged me for the first time. "Don't look back," he whispered. "It hates to be left behind." Sometimes, grief puts you in places you never meant to be. Sometimes, it shows you truths you're not ready for. But maybe, just maybe, the scariest things aren't the ones you see in the dark. They're the ones waiting in the quiet, when you think you're finally safe. If this story gave you chills, or if you've ever felt like something was watching you, smash that like button. Subscribe for more real horror stories. And tell us in the comments, what would you do if the Scarecrow moved? And remember, if something ever whispers from the corn, don't go looking for it.